nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. Anxiety, filling up every space, no privacy. And silently, it could build and build until you finally see, whoa, it's taking over, damn no closure, moving closer. No exposure, I just wanna be a loner. Some can't stay sober, looking over all their shoulders, like moving boulders just to get out of the home. It sucks, I've had enough, I don't wanna feel the stuck under the rug, all my problems that I shove. I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. I've been feeling weird, I can't seem to focus good enough, nothing's really clear, sometimes it could be a little tough. I just need to feel like the end's in sight for me, but let's be really real, anxiety can foggy all this stuff. I've been feeling weird, I can't seem to focus good enough, nothing's really clear, sometimes it could be a little tough. I just need to feel like the end's in sight for me, but let's be really real, anxiety can foggy all this stuff. It sucks when you finally feel like giving up. Oh God, no luck, everything feels like you're sticky stuck. I'm lost, handcuffed to the bed where I sleep, don't give a fuck. Can't stop, unplug, feeling overwhelmed, I think I've had enough. Gotta find a way to get some energy, gotta find someone who's a good friend of me. I need purpose to make it all worth it, I'm still searching and I'm still learning.
Hello, everyone. How are you doing?
Hi,
How's everyone? How are you, Sherry?
I'm good. How are you?
Am I loud? Am I low? Am I just right?
You're fine for me.
Okay, good. You said I was hollering last night. I am trying to get this court document real fast. So it seems we have a lot on this Nagasi Zuberi guy.
Zaburi. I don't think that's how you say his last name.
Zuberi. Zuberi. Zuberi,
Hold on,
right?
let me look. Okay, Zuburi.
All right, guys, I'm coming.
Hi, Cash and Lori.
Let me play
Never.
this video for you real quick. While I do this, I wanted to play this video for you guys. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't, but you're going to learn.
So she speaks.
I'm not looking at chat, everyone. If anyone's talking, I know Kaz, Lori. I saw Crime Sleuthin. I will catch you. I love the Alexo Treviso case. And yeah, catch the replay, hit that like button for me. Alright, let's see. Videos. Oh wait, it's unlisted. Hold on a minute here.
Ugh.
Uploaded it. How funny. Y'all, I felt the air in the car today. And I just want y'all to know that it feels wonderful. Thank you, everyone who, okay. I'm gonna have to do it this way. I uploaded it on YouTube, but so I have to do it this way. I don't know why it's not working. Hold on, guys. Let me open up my live on my phone. Okay, make this bigger. Oh, yay! Okay. Here we go. Alright, let me see if I can do it this way, guys. I made this video for you guys. Okay, ready, set, go.
He went ahead and was like, "Oh look!" I was like, "Bro, you really are dumb, dude. I'm sorry." Like, I'm sorry. And when I seen this clip, I know.
Oh my god, Sherry, thank you so much. Yes, I know. I know. Thank you so much. Okay. Scarlett, and now you can make fun of my Wi-Fi. Okay. Okay, why is it on my phone? Bro. Hold on a minute.
He went ahead and was like, "Oh look, it's a conspiracy." I was like, "Bro, you really are dumb. Like, you really are dumb, dude. I'm sorry." Like,
Maybe I have to be in that screen to see.
he went ahead and was like, "Oh look, it's a conspiracy." I was like, "Bro, you really are dumb. Like, you really are dumb, dude. I'm sorry." Like, I'm sorry.
Nothing wrong with him.
And when I seen this clip, I noticed he said, "Hey, this is it." Ikemel guy started trying to paint.
Trying. Let me see. This makes me so evident. Let's just one. I'll show you that later. Oh man, whatever. All right, Sherry, why are you being so quiet over there?
Shit, because I had myself muted. Because I said hi, kids, and all that stuff. And you said somebody Wi-Fi said, well, we can't help with that. But if you want to give me the link, I can share it and see if that'll help.
Yes.
Because I don't have that
Ikemel
Wi-Fi.
and that Ronnie dude.
Well, send me the link on Facebook.
Hold on one second.
So I've been sitting here talking to my dang self.
It's in Canva because I
And I answered yes, Kaz. It's supposed to be.
Okay. After 10 minutes, I don't know what I'm doing. So, Kaz, Lori, never silent. Hello. Christ, Then Lori, Cass, Sherry, thank you so much. Let's go. So Alexi Treviso, evidently Law and Crime Network posted a video because they're suing the hospital for killing the baby when they gave her morphine, but the girl already had diet pill. I don't know the name of it, but in her system.
I think
Like
it's
she's
Finnegan.
they pissed me off. Zofran. No, Finnegan.
Zofran.
No, they gave her
The
morphine
kid,
and Zofran.
right? And I think she had Finnegan, which is the diet pill, already.
No, Finnegan is for nausea like Zofran. It starts at a PH, but I think, I don't know. Let me see. Let me get back to chat because this isn't gonna work.
Phentermine. Yeah, phentermine. That's what she had.
Yes, it started with PH. Yeah. Guess what, folks? All right, I got it now. Okay, I thought I had it. Let me know if I'm up.
Look like you tried to hide it. You do have to have a
I'm not doing this today.
but the baby's gonna have to hit her autopsy and
Months after Alexi Treviso is charged with murdering her newborn baby, her lawyer says nurses who treated her at the hospital are actually responsible for the baby's death. Welcome to Law and Crime Sidebar Podcast. I'm Anjanette Levy. The story of Alexi Treviso is incredibly disturbing. The 19-year-old high school senior gave birth to her son in January in the bathroom of a hospital emergency room. Police say she suffocated the newborn and then hid his body in a trash can underneath a trash bag. Now her lawyer says the nurses and doctors treating her at the hospital actually caused a stillbirth by giving her drugs such as morphine after she complained of back pain, but denied that she could be pregnant. Her lawyer, Gary Mitchell, told thedailymail.com that he has filed a notice of intent to sue the hospital, claiming Treviso was given a number of drugs that caused the baby to stop breathing. But Gary Mitchell told Law and Crime in an interview recently.
She had worked out that day on the cheer team for almost 4 hours, or a little over 4 hours, from 2:30 to 7, and then was dehydrated from that. So trying to get a UA was a bit difficult, but when you do a blood test, which they took, it will also tell you whether or not you're pregnant. And it did. And that happened at 50 minutes after midnight. And she went to the hospital thinking that she was suffering from low back pain and severe abdominal pain. And went there and indicated on a pain scale of 1 to 10 that she was at a 10. But not a single one of them told her that she was pregnant. Not a single one of them told her that we need to examine you. This is a classic instance. The female feels the need to go to the restroom. Maybe we better check and make sure she's not delivering a baby. I mean, you just don't allow that kind of thing if you know what you're doing. They did, and they didn't bother to tell her. And the child, we know, had morphine in the system. It only got that morphine because the hospital gave it to him. And the hospital didn't stop the medication after they learned that she was pregnant. They didn't take it and continue to give her not only morphine, but sodium chloride, that's salt. That's not unusual, and that should be. Cadillac, Zofran.
Talk about the diet pill.
And morphine. So this is a situation in which the hospital failed her, the nurses and doctors failed her, the office of the medical investigator has failed her.
I've reached out to Gary Mitchell.
I think he just said what they gave her at the hospital.
They didn't give her all that in the hospital. She's stupid. They gave her morphine and Zofran.
Right. Zofran for nausea and morphine for pain.
Right. That didn't kill the baby. They're gonna prove. Prosecution is gonna prove that she knew she was pregnant. She took diet pills probably the whole time she was pregnant to make it look like she was just gaining weight. But here,
Of course, she talked to her friends, and her friends knew she was pregnant. She already talked to her friends, saying she knew she was pregnant. So that's
and she named a baby before she even went into the hospital. She named the baby Alex.
Right.
She has the baby's remains. The cremated remains, she has them at her house. They were released to her. All right, let's watch this real quick, and then we're going to go into Nagasi. Oh my God, why is my grandma calling me again? Hold on, guys. I'm going to play this.
I'm not going to say it because he's going to get pissed because if I start talking shit to him. He went ahead and was like, "Oh, look, it's a conspiracy." I was like, "Bro, you really are dumb. Like, you really are dumb. Like, I'm sorry."
There's nothing wrong with him. And when I seen this clip, I noticed he said, "Hey, this is a chance to get heat off me."
It's a chance to get heat off of me.
And I was like, this is going on. This is when the Ikmel guy started trying to paint the narrative. You know, he would call me out and saying, "What's wrong? Oh man, what's wrong with him?"
There's nothing wrong with him.
So at that point, I'm like, something is wrong with me because.
Yeah. The reason I'm playing this is because he said he was not served ever with paperwork considering the lawsuit with Kylie Rodney, and I assume now he did because of stuff that he said.
I asked a legitimate question about the guy that called your true crime YouTube, being like, "Hey, bro, I seen everything." I'm not accepting that, no. About this same time, another random true crime YouTuber named Zanime pops up out of nowhere. And listen, when I say pops up out of nowhere, I mean, she didn't really have a YouTube channel at all. She had like 2 videos about Ukraine.
Munitions were spotted or deployed in Ukraine. They're dropped or ground.
Y'all know Zanime? I don't like anime.
Commonly, this is a cluster bomb
that ejects explosive bomblets that are designed to kill personnel and destroy vehicles. Other cluster munitions are designed to destroy runaways or electric power transmission lines, disperse chemical or biological weapons.
I'm sitting there thinking to myself, looking at this lady's page, and I'm like, how do you go from Ukraine and weapons to true crime within like 3 videos? Keep in mind, the Kylie Rodney girl's car is not found at this point. Everyone's still
Kylie Rodney girl. Okay.
Bless you.
looking for it. So I see her on some true crime panels and stuff, talking about the Kylie Rodney girl. So I click on her page. When I click
Kylie Rodney girl. Come on, Ryan.
on it, what do I see? This lady is in Prosser Reservoir, where the little girl went missing, where the car is still at this time. And she is pedaling and swimming and looking around the whole campground where the little girl went missing.
This is Steve Heel. Okay. And we're here.
1, what are you doing there? 2, did you hear her go, we're here?
We're here.
And the little tag in the
Let
corner
me turn my camera off. There it goes.
said campground. What, you weren't there when you pulled up? But you had to pull up, put your canoe in, and paddle. We're here as you pull out your phone and show that that's exactly where the car went in the water. So then I comment on one of her videos and I'm like, hey, kind of weird that you're there. What are you doing over there? And she's like, fuck you. I hate you. What's wrong with you? Everyone's worried about you. All your fans are worried about you. Are you on drugs? And I'm like, are you saying the same thing that Ikmail and Ronnie said, bro? So she keeps telling me over and over. She's like, your community is worried about you. Finally, I was just like, shut up.
Now, I'll
Your community.
shut
Take
up,
it a little
lady.
bit
Play the
further.
video.
Okay,
He's
okay,
playing the
let's,
video.
let's play the video. Yeah, let's
Shut
get the
up.
video up.
So then here's where I'm like, I didn't say any of those things. Prove it. And she,
Problems with calling Ryan Upchurch out on it, but he's saying he didn't say it. You can't accuse somebody of saying something they didn't say.
You want proof?
Well,
Hold on.
Why are you so
Okay.
scared? You want proof? Hold on. Why are you so defensive?
All right, what do you
Because I'm
have?
pressing your ass. Ronnie seen somebody at the fucking party. You seen the party. The little girl went missing around the fucking party. Are you all stupid as fuck or something? Do y'all not understand? Even the people in chat know.
all right, so now let's put the timeline together. Do you realize now that means, so now you got this Ronnie guy who's calling in to Mel's true crime show. He's like, my cousins were there and seen everything. The last person Kylie talked to. Not the anime chick who's like, yeah, I seen the party and was there. And the next day, canoeing there. They're all in some way, shape, or form at this party.
Okay, this is all Ryan's opinions. This is what he believes happened. This is his wild whatever. I don't agree with all the stuff that he's saying. I'm just playing it. Thank you.
This little girl went missing that apparently nobody seen. And not to mention, they all take up for each other when they apparently don't know each other at all.
And I appreciate that lady. I think her name's like Zanime or something. Like, she was defending me.
So I'm like, bruh, all these people are capping. Why are they all have the same story? Why are
You know how long it's been since I said capping? People are capping.
they all lying? And why just so happens the weekend this little girl went missing, everybody's eyeballs is broke. So I'm like, okay, you got 300 kids at this party. Ain't nobody said shit. Just 4 dumbass adults on here being like, I seen the kid party. So I'm like, dude, I got a good way to tell if this is bullshit or not. If a kid knows something about something that he didn't do, if a kid seen anything happen at this party, I'm going to offer him $100,000 in a Hellcat. Then we'll see who really was at the party. What kid's going to say no to $100,000 in a fucking car? So I put the offer out there.
I didn't know what a Hellcat was before Ryan Upchurch, and I don't know what a rapper car is.
This is what happened. So right before she was found, you know, where everybody's like, oh my God, where's she at? This, that, and the other. And, you know, everybody who's kind of sleuthing and talking about it on the true crime, they're all going to each other's throats and being like, you're wrong. No, you're wrong. What are you doing to help? And I see everybody like arguing with each other. So I figured, okay, she went missing at a party full of teenagers. Someone's got to know something. So I offered $100,000 and my $100,000 Hellcat.
$200,000 total. $100,000 cash went to Jared, and the $100,000 car went to Doug.
To whoever had tips leading directly to her, or to anyone who just flat out found her. So you got this little girl missing. No one can find her. No teenager knows where she went. Nothing. And then all of a sudden, I put out a reward that is bigger than any reward that's out for her. Why? Because my heart's like this big around. In my head, I'm thinking, well, shit. I'm lucky enough to have a job I like. I'm rich. I could spare $200,000 to see if anybody can find her. She's found in the next few days by Adventures with Purpose. When I seen the news that she was found, I was like, damn, all right. Well, I got cold chills even thinking about it. I was like, well, I'm going to hold up mine to the deal. I'm a man of my word. So I had my accountant at the time send $100,000 to Jared Lasik, and I gave Doug the Hellcat and had the Hellcat delivered by my. So after she's found, then what happens? Jared Lasik all over the internet. Everybody's like, oh, he's a weirdo. He did some weird sexual shit. And I'm like, what? I see it on the internet. I haven't looked into it, but I see it. And at first I was like, hell, who knows? It could be just somebody doesn't like him. Until I seen all of AWP get online and quit AWP. So right before, everybody in AWP on the internet was like, hey, we quit AWP.
One by one, they all fell.
Somebody came to my house. I'm not going to say who. And he was like, somebody very close to the whole finding of this car and whatnot. They come to me and they were like, I'm scared. I was like, why? And he was like, this involves like higher up people. I was like, who? He gave me a few names. And I was like, yeah, even I was kind of like, this motherfucker's crazy. And then.
Don't know what he's talking about.
About a week after. Quit AWP.
Got served because he said he wasn't saying anything about it because he's never gotten served anything, and now he's talking about it. So
there you go. I don't know what the fuck that means. I know it's fucking creepy and weird. And it's like, what do you think after that? A normal person is like, wait a minute. Was this all bullshit? Was this like entertainment? Was this like some kind of fucked up entertainment? Or some kind of criminal operation? What the fuck was this? I have a theory on what all this was with pretty valid points behind it. But I had to make this video so everyone understands what this is, so everyone understands the timeline, so everybody is just on the same page. Because, see, that's the thing. They purposely make it perplexed enough and complicated to where it sounds confusing. Well, that's how you would get away with, you know, a crime. If you want to hear my theory, let me know in the comments.
I want to hear his theory. Okay, anyway. Shay, are you here?
I'm here. I'm listening.
Okay. Let's go on to Hawaii wildflowers. Wildfires. You guys pray for the people in Hawaii. The wildfires killed 6 in Maui. The blazes on Maui, the second largest island in Hawaii, overwhelmed residents so suddenly that they tried to flee by swimming into the Pacific Ocean. Thousands have evacuated. Y'all. And now we get to Nagasi Zuberi. Did I say it right? Sherry?
Yes, you did. Yeah, indeed. I'm falling asleep. I'm too tired.
Portland sex
Too much.
workers say kidnapping suspect was well known to them. Nagasi Zuberi is accused of keeping a sex worker. I didn't know she was a sex worker.
We talked about that
I
yesterday.
just said that. I know, but I didn't know for a fact. I just assumed, what if she was? Okay. Sex worker in a makeshift cell. The FBI believes there are more victims in more states. So the sex workers in Portland are described him as aggressive. And yes, thank you. Aggressive, and they tried to avoid him. So, a man who allegedly held a Seattle woman captive inside a homemade cinder block dungeon in Oregon was well known to sex workers in the Portland area. Several of the women say they recognized him, who was 29-year-old Nagasi Zuberi, immediately. They described him as an aggressive harasser, and many knew to avoid him. According to one local veteran in the industry, I love how they put that. Girls on the streets are especially vulnerable, and criminals often exploit that. Elle Stranger is a certified sex educator and sex worker who told News Nation that she's glad the victim in Klamath Falls was able to escape the makeshift dungeon. I'm going to play a video from News Nation in a little while. These people can fly under the radar when they target people who don't have a lot of rights, said Stranger. I wonder what she's, the victim, been through before. I'm so happy for her that she could fight back and not let this guy win, because it sucks when the bad guys get away with stuff. In Northeast Portland, a 2-mile stretch of 82nd Avenue is known for prostitution, and it was also known to Zuberi. Sex workers say many in the area are often afraid of going to law enforcement. Evidently, I can't read. If they have any vulnerabilities, there's a huge power dynamic disparity, said Stranger. Like, someone who doesn't have a lot of rights isn't going to be able to say no. Why? Some women said they were afraid to speak up because Zuberi allegedly posed as an undercover cop. Since FBI agents in Oregon announced the case last week, including Zuberi's ties to 10 states using various aliases, the FBI has been able to determine that he spent time in Chicago in January 2019 and Ecorse, Michigan, a Detroit suburb, in April of 2017. That brings the total to a dozen states where there may be potential victims. The FBI has not said how many tips about potential victims have come in, but sources say that information is matching up to the multiple states where he has spent time, along with the rough top timeline, which appears to overlap since he was often on the move. And then we're going to play these two videos, and then we're going to read the PCA and arrest warrants. Did y'all hit that thumbs in yet? I'm just waiting for the video to load. And this is from today. Like, this is from 5:37. Oh, wait, never mind. Today, August 9th. I don't know when this was. This is my time. All right, go. They're not long at all.
You'll only see on News Nation about the suspected serial kidnapper arrested after allegedly abducting a sex worker in Seattle, then driving her hundreds of miles to his Oregon home, where he held her in a cinder block cell until she escaped. As the FBI investigates whether other victims are out there, tonight we're learning he was a familiar face to sex workers in Portland and that they knew to avoid him. News Nation correspondent Nancy Liu has the story.
Elizabeth, this is 80 in Northeast Portland. They're known for prostitution, and News Nation has no amongst workers here. And a week since the FBI announced it and asked for more information,
we receive the discount from Cox, and it actually.
Do they just have commercials in here? This is weird, people.
seems to be every.
It's breaking up very bad.
It is?
Their girls were Portland pretty much hours of the day. In speaking with some of the women here, several said they recognized Nagasi Zuberi immediately. This woman described him as an aggressive harasser, and she says a lot of girls knew to avoid him. According to Honorable, and criminals exploit that.
These people can fly under the radar when they target people who don't have a lot of rights.
Elle Stanger is a certified sex educator and sex worker who's glad the victim in Klamath Falls was able to escape.
I wonder what she's been through before. I am so happy for her that she could fight back and not let this guy win, because it sucks when the bad guys get away with stuff.
Zuberi allegedly kidnapped a Seattle sex worker and held her captive in a cinder block cell in Klamath Falls after claiming he was an undercover cop. The FBI seized a note near the makeshift cell, which was titled Operation Takeover, and it included "Make sure they don't have a bunch of people in their life." Sex workers say that is the case with many.
He is so sickening. Like, wow.
In the industry, who are often afraid to go to law enforcement.
Someone who doesn't have a lot of rights isn't going to be able to say no to go with anyone who seems to be an authority figure.
So far, there are no other alleged interstate kidnappings by Zuberi, but the FBI has made clear that the brave escape of the victim last month likely ended a trail of violence that may have been about to escalate. Elizabeth?
All right, Nancy, thank you.
If you're talking, I can't hear you. Is there something wrong with mine or yours?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, I wasn't muted. So this is the
I see you
affidavit
flipping
of
through.
Travis
I saw you.
Swarn.
I saw you flipping through screens, but I'm like, I don't know what she's doing over there.
Thank you. I didn't get too far. Affidavit in support of a criminal complaint and arrest warrant. I, Travis Glusenkamp, being duly sworn, do hereby depose and state as follows. I am a special agent with the FBI and have been so employed since July of 2008. I am currently assigned to the FBI office in Medford, Oregon. I completed 5 months training at the FBI Academy in Quantico, Virginia, where I learned the skills necessary to conduct federal criminal investigations, including investigating crime scenes, interviewing witnesses and suspects, and writing reports and affidavits. I have 5 years of experience working domestic terrorism matters, which include investigations into bombings, white powder letters, sovereign citizen extremists, and militia extremists. I have 2 years' experience investigating wire fraud, identity theft, and conspiracy crimes. I have 3 years of experience as an airport liaison agent, where I handled all crimes aboard aircraft matters at the Portland International Airport. I investigated and indicted several individuals for sexual assault on a minor, indecent exposure, and interference with flight crew members and other violations of federal law. I submit this affidavit in support of a criminal complaint and arrest warrant for Nagasi Zuberi, aka Justin Joshua Hike, Sakima Zuberi, and Justin Kusi, date of birth nothing, 1993, for interstate kidnapping in violation of Title 18 United States Code Section 1201. As set forth below, there is probable cause to believe, and I do believe, that Zuberi committed interstate kidnapping in violation of Title 21 United States Code Section 1201. Title 18 United States Code Section 1201 prohibits whoever unlawfully seizes, confines, inveigles, decoys, kidnaps, abducts, or carries away and holds for ransom or reward or otherwise any person and willfully transport in interstate or foreign commerce or travels in interstate or foreign commerce or uses the mail or any means, facility, or instrumentality of interstate and foreign commerce in committing or in furtherance of the commission of the offense. He might only have that charge of interstate kidnapping, but it carries a life sentence, so. On July 15th, 2023, at approximately 12:01 a.m., Zuberi approached adult victim 1 in the vicinity of Aurora Avenue in Seattle, Washington, and solicited of adult victim 1 to engage in prostitution. At the completion of the sexual encounter, Zuberi claimed to be an undercover police officer and showed AV1 a badge. Zuberi advised AV1 he needed to take AV1 into custody to be processed. Zuberi pointed a black and yellow taser at AV1, placed AV1 in handcuffs and leg irons, and moved her in the back seat of the vehicle. AV1 observed a firearm inside Zuberi's vehicle. Zuberi transported AV1 south on Interstate 5 from the state of Washington into the state of Oregon. When AV1 inquired why the trip was taking so long, Zuberi replied he was taking her to a substation. AV1 observed the map application on Zuberi's cell phone state that Zuberi was 2 hours and 4 minutes away from his destination. AV1 knew at that point that Zuberi was not a police officer and that she was being kidnapped. During the trip, the Zuberi pulled his vehicle over and forced AV1 to perform both oral and vaginal sex. Zuberi attempted to have anal sex with AV1 but stopped after AV1 pleaded for him not to do it. AV1 was placed back in the car and Zuberi continued to travel south. At approximately 7 a.m. on July 15, 2023, Zuberi pulled over at a truck stop north of Klamath Falls and placed a backwards hoodie sweatshirt onto AV1 to cover her face. Zuberi then drove AV1 to his residence located at 1336 North Eldorado Avenue, Klamath Falls, Oregon. Zuberi moved AV1 into a makeshift cell that he had constructed in his garage. The cell was made of cinder blocks and a metal door installed in reverse, so it could not be opened from the inside. AV1 was placed inside the cell door and the door was locked. Zuberi claimed he had to leave to do paperwork. AV1 briefly slept and awoke to the realization that she would likely die if she did not attempt to escape. AV1 repeatedly banged on the door and was able to break the door open and escape the room. Once outside of the cell, she observed the Zuberi's vehicle parked in the garage, opened the vehicle door, observed the handgun, retrieved it, and fled. AV1 sought assistance from a passing motorist who called 911. AV1 was transported to Sky Lakes Medical Center for a sexual assault nurse examination. Later that day, AV1 rode with law enforcement to identify the house where she was held captive. At the residence, officers located blood on the wooden fence. AV1 climbed over to escape her confinement. Law enforcement interviewed neighbors and Zuberi's wife, searched law enforcement databases, and ultimately determined Zuberi was associated with the residence. AV1's physical description of Zuberi was also matched the physical description the person registered to the Zuberi's vehicle. The person described by the neighbors and law enforcement records associated with Zuberi. On or about July 16, 2023, Klamath Falls Police Department obtained a search warrant for Zuberi's residence at 1336 North Eldorado Avenue, Klamath Falls, Oregon. Inside the garage of the residence, law enforcement observed the makeshift cell described by AV1. Yeah, Sherry, I don't see in this one we can see better, and I don't see a bucket or anything.
No, just a fan-looking thing over to the left that's got the cord going up to the wall.
That is the screen door that she busted through after she busted through this door. AV1's purse was located next to the makeshift cell in the garage. Inside Zuberi's residence, law enforcement also recovered a firearm box matching the serial number, make, and model of the firearm AV1 retrieved from Zuberi's vehicle when she escaped, and documents, writings, mail, and bank statement identifying the residence as being occupied by Zuberi. Law enforcement also recovered the handwritten note above. Operation Takeover. Leave phone at home. Make sure they don't have a bunch of people in their life. You don't want any type of investigation. Yes, Penelope, can I help you? Come on. Come on, John. Penelope is boss. Y'all know that already. Now, where's my mouse? Hold on 1 second. Okay, sorry, guys. My mouse is upside down. Dig a hole straight down 100 feet. Concrete block, rubber cork, foam insulation, waterproof concrete. On or about July 16, 2023, law enforcement obtained cell phone data for the cell phones belonging to AV1 and Zuberi. GPS location data from those phones showed AV1 and Zuberi in Seattle, Washington on July 15, 2023, and then traveling from Seattle, Washington to Klamath Falls, Oregon later that day. The afternoon of July 16, 2023, two Nevada State Patrol officers located Zuberi in a Walmart parking lot on the south side of Reno, Nevada. Law enforcement observed Zuberi holding one of his children in the front seat of his vehicle. Zuberi's wife was outside the vehicle speaking to him. When Zuberi was contacted by law enforcement, he refused to exit the vehicle and cut himself with a sharp object, causing him to bleed profusely. Where was his wife when all these people were in the garage? He also attempted to destroy his phone. Zuberi eventually agreed to exit the vehicle and was taken into custody. The child was unharmed. What the hell? Nagasi Zuberi, aka Justin Joshua Hike, Sakimi Zuberi, and Justin Kelsey, date of birth in 1993, hereinafter Zuberi, for interstate kidnapping and violation of Title 18 United States Code Section 1201. I therefore request that the court issue a criminal complaint and arrest warrant for Nagasi Zuberi. Prior to being submitted to the court, this affidavit, the accompanying complaint, and the arrest warrant were all reviewed by Assistant United States Attorney John Brazel, and AUSA Brad Brazel advised me that in his opinion, the affidavit and complaint are legally and factually sufficient to establish probable cause to support the issuance of the requested criminal complaint and arrest warrant. It is respectfully requested that the court issue an order sealing until further order of the court all papers submitted in support of the requested criminal complaint and arrest warrant. I believe that sealing these documents is necessary because the information to be seized is relevant to an ongoing investigation, and any disclosure of the information at this time may endanger the life or physical safety of an individual, cause flight from prosecution, cause destruction of or tampering with evidence, cause intimidation of potential witnesses, or otherwise seriously jeopardize an investigation. Premature disclosure of the affidavit, the criminal complaint, and the arrest warrant may adversely affect the integrity of the investigation. Special Agent with the FBI, Stephen Glusenkamp, 717. Signed by United States Magistrate Judge Mark Clark. I love these judges' name. Judge Mark Clark. Anyway, you guys, this is him. Now, this man who looks kind of like Chucky in a little bit way, shot and killed this child, Sarabi Medina. This child right here, 9 years old. All she was doing was going to get ice cream for her and her dad at the ice cream truck. Came back with ice cream for her and her dad. Dude says, hey,
Never, welcome back.
Loud. Y'all need to shut up. Sorry, I'm not looking at chat. Who is it?
Never came back.
Oh, hey, never silent. Okay, so, because they were playing too loud, he shot and killed this little girl. And wait till you get to the end. This is sickening, dude. This man, her dad, has gone through so much already and is now going through this. Just wait until you find out what's going on here. So the 9-year-old Chicago girl was killed by a neighbor for playing too loudly on the street. A 43-year-old man has been held without bail after he was charged with shooting a 9-year-old girl in front of her father outside their Portage Park home over the weekend. Her name is Sarabi Medina. She was shot and killed around 9:40 p.m. Saturday on the 3500 block of North Long Avenue. She was supposed to enter the 4th grade this upcoming year. Michael Goodman, who lives across the street from the Medina family, has been charged with first-degree murder in her death. Cook County prosecutors said Sarabi was riding her scooter on the sidewalk outside her family's apartment building Saturday night while her father was talking to 3 friends sitting in a car, when one of the friends gave her money to get ice cream from a nearby ice cream truck. A few minutes later, after she bought 2 ice creams and gave one to her father, a gunshot rang out, and Sarabi's father told her to get to her scooter and go back to their apartment. Prosecutors said that when Goodman walked out of his apartment building across the street holding a 9mm handgun, Sarabi's father and his friends saw Goodman walk up to his daughter, and he asked Goodman what was he doing, but Goodman ignored him and followed Sarabi to the vestibule of her apartment building and shot her in the head. Prosecutors said Goodman and Sarabi's family did not know each other before the shooting. Paramedics took Sarabi to Stroger Hospital, where she was pronounced dead. Goodman was taken to Advocate, Illinois Masonic Medical Center in critical condition. Good. Police searched Goodman's apartment and found a 9mm bullet lodged in the wall, a shell casing, a box of ammunition, and a gun box with a receipt for the gun he used to shoot Sarabi. According to prosecutors, ballistics tests matched the shell casing from Goodman's apartment and the 2 shell casings from the crime scene to his gun. Goodman was ordered held without bail at his bond hearing Tuesday afternoon. He was also placed in protective custody and would be put on suicide watch. According to court documents, he mutilated himself while in custody. Community activist Andrew Holmes said he spoke with Sarabi's father after she was killed. He gave her money to get ice cream. She got ice cream for her and her dad. Then he asked her to put her scooter up, but before she could even have a chance to put her scooter up, this individual ran across the street, discharged that weapon. Now we have a child that's lost, Holmes said. Family members told Chris Tide there was no prior history with the suspect and that the father and daughter just moved to the neighborhood about a year ago. We're dealing with another baby that hasn't had a chance to go back to school. I talked to her father. He said she just loved to go to school. This isn't the first time the father has lost a loved one due to gun violence. Are you guys ready for this? About 4 years ago, he lost his wife, just like he lost his daughter today. Also, his wife was killed outside where the apartment they lived in. Now he is mourning the loss of his daughter. His wife was killed outside the apartment complex they lived in. Now his daughter was killed outside of the apartment complex they lived in, which was 2 different complexes. But just the same. On Monday night, community members came to remember the young girl, I'm so sorry. Sarabi was a beautiful, young, vibrant little girl. She was friendly. She always smiled, said Angie Gonzalez Rodriguez, a family member of the victim. She was kind. She was full of life. She had her whole life ahead of her. How dare you think you can just take anyone's life? A child? Gonzalez Rodriguez added. What did that child do to you or anybody? The community rallied to remember a vibrant soul known as BB. Real, outgoing little girl, always smiling, said Hector Villafuerte, another family member. I used to look at her and think, man, she lost her mom, but this little girl is full of life. Goodman is due back in court on August 23rd. Witnesses say he was upset over a loud noise. One second, please. I got stuck trying to do a couple videos on police brutality and lack of convictions when they kill people. Finally had a semi-quiet house. Oh, I'm glad you got to catch up. Alright, let me try it this way. Well, I'm how to. That's like, what? Right. Here we go.
I have to go and cook dinner.
Okay, it's 6 o'clock. Thank you for coming up. I won't be too much longer.
Okay, you're welcome. Bye, everybody.
Thanks for coming up.
You're
I
welcome.
know you have to go cook dinner. It's 6 o'clock.
Yeah. Yes.
Three-year-old killing his 9-year-old neighbor, Sarabi Medina, who was described as a loving and caring young little girl.
I'm still trying to wrap my mind around this whole
9-year-old Sarabi Medina stand why this beautiful to many Bibi had her life ripped away as it was family and friends wrapping their arms around each other, coming together Monday night to honor Bibi's life.
It was so funny, man. And you make friends with somebody that you never met.
On Saturday, that's all her loved ones say she was doing. Just have police say the suspect approached a group from across the street around 9:40 at night and shot Sarabi in the head.
How dare you think that you can just take anyone's life? I'm a child. What did that child do to you or to anybody?
A community activist who met with the victim's father says her dad saw everything. He allegedly tried to take the gun from Goodman, and during that struggle, the suspect was shot in the face and critically injured.
The one thing that I applaud is that he saved other people, because I don't intend to do that night.
For this family, the reality of losing a loved one to gunshot injuries is one they unfortunately know all too well. Bibi's mother was shot and killed in 2019 in Humboldt Park, an area her dad decided to move them away from.
And they couldn't take the pain from knowing what happened to his wife. And so we thought, they were safer here.
Family hopes the justice process prevails, but they know nothing will ever bring back a little girl who brought so much joy to the world, paying forward the kindness and empathy she showed everyone else.
She was a beautiful person with a big, big heart.
A judge will hear the allegations against Goodman and decide whether to set bond, learn more about what prosecutors say allegedly happened on the night of August 5th. Reporting at 26th in California, Courtney Spinelli, WGN News.
Okay. A neighbor told the Chicago Sun-Times that Goodman had confronted Sarah and her father. Oops, sorry. Confronted Sarah and her father about the noise, saying they were being too loud. It just didn't make sense. None of it made sense, neighbor Megan Kelly told the Chicago Sun-Times. Everybody in the community would just tell him they are just kids having fun, just let them be. Right? Oh, thanks for being here. Hit that like button for me. Share my lives, my channel, and subscribe, please. And your support really means a lot to me. I hope you all enjoyed. I know, right? Every post I make, I lose a subscriber. I guess people don't like it. Never silent. Every live I make, I lose a subscriber. So it's all good because you'll get another one right away. Hold on one second. Let me put your channel link in here. You guys sub up to Never Silent. She does real life stuff, like she doesn't do like cases pretty much or whatever. She does like domestic violence and what she said just now about police brutality and kidnapping and a whole lot of stuff she does on her channel. So sub up to her. It just seems to get worse and worse and worse every year. Doesn't it seem that way to me anyhow? All right, guys, that's all for today. Never Silent, I'm going to email you about Saturday to see when you're available. What did I say? I am so used to having only women in here. I am so sorry, Never Silent. Okay. His channel. I am sorry. Christy Marie, stop it. Okay. I haven't seen you in so long. Oh my God. I can't believe I did that. Okay, I know you can believe it. However, check out his channel. He does a lot of work for a lot of people. If you need help or if you know someone who needs help with addiction, domestic violence, being homeless, anything like that, come Saturday to the live. Not sure. Do you have Saturday? Never Silent. We're gonna do a live, and if you know someone that needs resources and those anything but those topics, come to the live. I know, right? You said dinner earlier. Come to the live. I'm telling you, she has a lot of resources. Like, I didn't believe like all the stuff that she had and how many people she helps that's not even living in her state. Okay, so I'm going to email you Never Silent, see Saturday when, and we'll talk about that. And I hope you hit that like button again for me. Join the membership, please. I would appreciate it. It's only 99 cents, $1.99, and $4.99. I would really appreciate it. And we'll see what goes on with this Nagasi Zuberi guy. This is going to be something fierce, guys. I hope you have a wonderful night, and I will see you all tomorrow. Great, Never Silent. That's awesome. See you all tomorrow, and I will email you.